everybody wants to go to midwifery school. Everyone wants to graduate. Everyone wants to get a good grade. We're choosing to get an advanced degree. So, 90% of the people are trying to do their best and they put their best foot forward and they're doing all the best work that they can. So group projects actually aren't very difficult, in the program. And then they do a lot with the DNP. You have a cohort that you go through with. So you do, you plan your project, you implement your project, and then you do dissemination. And I've been with the same, I think there's 6 of us since like July. And I feel like I know all about all these girls' lives. We're like all best friends, we're planning a big trip, and it makes a very good sense of community. Like, I think Frontier is very good at making it so you don't feel like you're alone going through the program. And we do introductions at the beginning of every term, and it feels like kind of tedious, but when you look back at it, it's like, oh, like I remember this person and it's great. And there's lots of Facebook groups for each class that everyone does. And we all stay connected on there too. It's really, I don't know, it's really nice. And then we celebrate everyone all the time. I know they're really good at making a nice community.
Yeah, a midwifery culture versus just a midwifery degree. Yeah, teaching you how to the skills of midwifery. And that's what I think is so important, is that paradigm shift of what is possible. And evermore in COVID and everything, everybody is feeling alone and isolated. So any little bit more that we can give relationships and community are so, so important for everybody, let alone midwives. So
yes. Yeah, it's nice. And I think Frontier is like 50% of the midwives that degrees, 50% of midwifery graduates are from Frontier or something. Like they churn out a humongous
they were telling me like
amount.
2,500 in all of their all their doctorates and all of their program. I was blown away by the numbers, and they do a great job supporting all of them. Like just even working really hard for clinical sites, like just going above and beyond what the average program does to take care of the preceptors just as much as the students, and taking care of the identity brand. And so it's interesting. I mean, just with the timing of being at the Birth Center conference last week and the presentations, I was pretty impressed with the caliber. So yes, I appreciate you greatly, Whitney, spending some time with me today. I always ask everybody at the end, any words of wisdom for someone, maybe an aspiring midwife or struggling or just can't find their zen. Maybe they found that not so fun place to work and they're like, maybe I shouldn't have been a midwife. Like, any words of wisdom you have for them?
I mean, I feel like everything is hard, so nursing school is difficult, midwifery school is difficult, but if you try and remember why you wanted to do it and your main reason for doing it, midwives have a very, I feel like there's all these different things that make it hard to be a midwife, but overall it expands your practice, and I feel like it makes you a better caretaker for women too. So I think trying to remember why you became a midwife, and I don't know, I don't want to say like staying true to yourself. I feel like that's so cheesy, but trying to remember, like, it's such a great community, and we're all here to help you. And it is difficult, but we can do all the things that we put our minds to do.
Yeah, well, and I think a lot of it is just the basics of choices. Like, sometimes people feel so cornered because they're like, I have to have a job in the hospital, or I have to work here because it's close to my family. And I was like, well, let's talk about the pros and cons, a lot of the professional development of just, why did you become a midwife? Maybe it makes more sense for you to start a business. What are the fears? What are the stepping stones? And is that possible? Or maybe you do have to move for a little while till you can build that community you're looking for. Like, sometimes I think people feel so cornered. Like, we have a high burnout rate, a high turnover of midwives because they have this image of what they're going to be in the healthcare system in their area, or the places they've stumbled on for their job opportunities, more in line with what they're looking for. So then they start stereotyping, well, this is what all midwifery is like, so why did I bother? Versus knowing there are these gems across the country. Sometimes, I mean, I would love to say every town has the wonderful utopia midwifery places, but we have to create them. And how do we create them?